All right, we're live. Good afternoon or morning if you're out on the West Coast. Appreciate you joining us. And we are going to rip some packs. We're going to be on for, just under an hour. Is at 1 o'clock Central Time. I will be breaking this box, selling teams on Whatnot. So if that is something that interests you, go ahead on to Whatnot. I should probably All right. Anyway, welcome. We're going to crack that box on Whatnot in about an hour. So in order to just kill some time until then, we will rip some packs here. I got a bunch. Let's throw one of these up here. Let's throw one of these up there. What do y'all want to see? Let's look for some. Hey, how's it going, Knightley? I'm going to start with 1992 Fleer. Looking for Provisions. Maybe we can find one. We're just killing an hour before my Whatnot show. Whatnot. We're going to crack that 1990 Fleer basketball box. I am selling teams. So let's see. Oh, I think we do have a Provisions in here. Look at that. I see a dark card. That's cool. Right off the bat, we're going to get a good one. Milt Thompson. Jamie Quirk. Here's a worthless checklist. Keith Mitchell. Jay Buhner. It's not a bad one. Lee Guterman. Darren Jackson. And here is, yeah, it's a Provisions. Let's see. It will be... No, it's not a Provisions. It's an All-Star. Rafael Palmeiro All-Star. Nice card. All right, Lee Smith, Hall of Famer. Jerome Walton. Steve Chitrin. Greg Litton. Mike Flanagan. Les Lancaster. Dave Hollins. Randy Tomlin. Ending with Wade Taylor. All right. Appreciate everyone joining me this morning, this afternoon. We are just going to rip some packs in prep for my Whatnot show. About 1 o'clock, I'm going to switch over, go Whatnot Live. We're going to break that 1990 Fleer basketball box. I'm selling teams. I'm going to auction off teams. So it's your chance to get the Michael Jordan All-Star, Larry Bird, all the big name players from back in the day. What did I do? Oh, they're all backwards. All right, here we go. 1993 Top Series 2. We got Colorado Rockies, expansion team back in the day. Jay Owens, Trevor Hoffman on the Marlins, Joe Girardi. And here's our gold card, Kevin Bass. Mike Sharperson, Bob Maurer, Brian Jordan, James Austin, Billy Spires, Kevin Brown, Chris Basio, Rick Aguilera, Eric Davis. And we're going to end with a Terry Mulholland. Frank Bowling, second base for the Braves. I'm not familiar. When did he play? Frank Bowling. Oops, I kind of screwed that one up. Hold on. That goes there, that goes there. All right, 1991 Topps wax pack. They didn't do wax after this year. And I think this is the last year they did gum. It's ironic. You know, that gum doesn't look too bad. I don't often eat the gum, but here we go. Ready? Oh, no, chewy. It's chewy. And it's kind of gross. That's okay. I'll survive, I think. It's ironic Topps sued. No, Topps didn't sue. Fleer sued. Or Donruss. It was Fleer. Fleer sued, and Topps fought to get the rights to keep gum in their packs and make everyone else not put gum in their packs. Delano DeShields is not too bad a card. And then years later, Topps gets rid of the gum from their pack. Denny Martinez, and every pack from 1991 prior, I'll have gum stains on the cards. Bob Melvin, Pete O'Brien, Mike Kingery. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise for Fleer and Donruss. Wilson Alvarez, instant win card. Mark Eichhorn. Hey, David Justice, Gold Cup All-Star rookie. Not too bad of a card there. Jeff Kunkel, Mel Stottlemyre, Andre the Hawk Dawson. I loved watching him play when he was on the Cubs. We'd always get bleacher seats. He was right there with us. Checklist, we're going to end with an Atlee Hammaker. That wasn't too bad of a pack. Just a reminder, in about an hour, we're going to switch over to the Whatnot app, and we're going to break this box of 1990 Fleer basketball. I'll be auctioning off teams, so if you're interested in picking up a couple Jordans, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, this is a great opportunity to do that. We got 1990 Upper Deck. Looking for a second-year Ken Griffey Jr. card. And we're going to start with Joey Bell, also known as Albert Bell. I don't know why they called him. Why did he go to Joey for, I don't know, a couple of years, it seemed like. Kevin Romine, Greg Walker, Joe Carter. Great player there. Scott Bankhead, Kirk McCaskill, Manny Lee. We got Doug DeCenzo. Here's our sticker. We got Indians. The old logo. Put them up. Doug DeCenzo. What's his name? Rob Dibble threw a ball at him when he put down a perfect bunt. Wally Backman. Nelson Lariano. Steve Finley. They're all backwards. Gary Malecki. Bo Jackson. There it is. That's a good-looking Bo card. American League top vote getter. Of course, he was a beast. Andy Bennis, and we're going to end with Sid Bream. We're going to keep Bo on the stand for all to see. So, let's look for more Griffies. 1989 Donruss. Ken Griffey Jr. rated rookie possibility in here. For whatever reason, the wax on these packs out of this whole box has just been so sticky, so compressed, probably after a few decades of being at the bottom box. All right, so Jose Uribe is going to, I'll fix that later. Warren Spahn. Puzzle piece, we got the top corner. Lance Johnson, Kirk Gibson, Diamond King. Put him up. Lloyd McClendon, Sil Camposano, Herman Gonzalez, Darren Dalton. We got an Oral Hershiser MVP. Mike Morgan, Frank Viola, Diamond King. Jeff Reardon, George Bell, Steve Balboni. We're going to end with Sean Dunston, shortstop for the Cubs for a long time. All right, not too bad of a pack. Appreciate you joining me. Can you say hello to my brother Lou Sanus? Yes. That's not like a bend over type of situation, is it? No. Hey, Lou, what's going on? Turd Ferguson says hi. Appreciate everybody watching today. Like I said, in about 45 minutes, I'm going to go live on Whatnot. We're breaking this box of 1990 Fleer basketball, auctioning off all the teams. Not a problem. All right, 1990 Donruss. We're going to do a cello pack. A lot of cards in here. I'm not sure if this came from an error run, but this is another set that had a lot of errors in it. Eric Anthony to start. Joe Orsulak, Ivan Calderon, Juan Berenger, Tom Browning, Jose Gonzalez, Jeff Hamilton, Glenn Braggs, Gerald Perry, Randy Reddy, Rene Gonzalez. We get a couple of puzzle pieces. Grand Slammers, Kevin Bass. That's for every play. They did this for every player that hit a Grand Slam in 1989. Bob Boone, Burt Blyleven, Randy Myers, Odeby McDowell. We got an Ellis Burks Diamond King. Frank Viola, Danny Heap, Bob Kipper, Rex Hudler, Ken Patterson, Craig Lefferts, Frank Williams, Bob Welch, Eric King, Lloyd McClendon, Jeff Russell, Joel Orslak, Larry Anderson. Where's Balky Bartakamus? Clay Parker, Perfect Strangers back in the 80s, great sitcom. Pat Sheridan, Brian Harvey, Greg Olson, Bill Spires, Bob Malacki. Wow, that pack was horrible. Pokey Brothers, hey, what's going on, my friend? Thanks for joining us. Burt Blyleven is definitely underrated. I always put him to the side, though. I mean, he was around. He was a good pitcher for, I forget when his rookie card is, like mid-70s, I think. 1992 Stadium Club from Topps, Series 2. All right, let's go. We're going to skip to this middle card here for club membership. We'll send away. We'll send it away. Rob Ducey. We got Tony Prashika, John Olerud. Good player there. Oral Hershiser. Rob Maurer, Glenn Allen Hill, Andahar Cedeno, Mitch Webster. We got Jim Gott, Chuck Finley, Brady Anderson, Pete Harnish, Jeff Juden, Tom Bolton. We're going to end with Gerald Young. All right. Appreciate everybody being on here. I don't think I've ever had 27 people. Double tap that screen. Give me a like if you like what you're seeing. About 45 minutes or so, we're going to go live on Whatnot. We're going to break this box of 1990 Fleer basketball. I'll be auctioning off teams. So it'll be your opportunity to get some fresh Michael Jordan cards. 1994 Topps Baseball Series 1, KB Toys. A girlfriend in high school worked at KB Toys. A smaller version of Toys R Us. So 1994. I'm not even sure who would be in here. They're a little bricked. That's okay. We'll get through it. Got Mitch Webster. Oh, come on. There we go. Daryl Boston. Scott Hammond. Frank Thomas. There we go. Little surface damage because of the bricking, but we're still good. Frank Thomas. Love Frank Thomas. Dave Magadan. We got a Greg Myers gold card. We got a Chris Bosio gold card. All right. Let's unstick that. Ryan Thompson, Denny Nagel, Tim Pugh. Prospects. Anyone good on here? Sean Green was supposed to be a big deal. I think he sputtered out. And we're going to end with Marcus Moore. All right. Frank Thomas wasn't so bad. All right. How about here, these are all of my last packs. I am actually clearing out some room for the National. National is going to be right down the street from my place. It's about a 20-minute drive, and that's coming at the end of this month. So I'm going to head over there and pick up a bunch more junky packs so that we can all enjoy opening cards. New collector here. What the hell do I do with all my base other than my personal collection players base? I have so much. You know what I found is put them in team lots and do them on Whatnot. You're not going to get too much for them, but I've found that that's the best way to get rid of base cards is put all the one teams together because someone's going to want to collect all of their favorite team. Junk Wax Sal is one of the reasons. Him and Rob Opens Wax are the two YouTubers that got me back into ripping wax. 1992 Fleer Ultra. Start off with Daryl Boston. And a beautiful checklist with Nolan Ryan on it. You know what? I'm going to count that as a Nolan Ryan card. Dave Valley. Hey, we got another Frank Thomas. All right. 2 packs in a row. Kurt Manwaring, Milt Thompson, Jay Bell. The backs are pretty cool, too. I like the cutting board on the back. Benito Santiago. We got a Gary DiSarcina rookie. Terry Pendleton. Willie McGee. Terror on the base paths. Jesse Barfield. Don August. We're going to end with Dave Bergman. We got another Frank Thomas. I'm happy with that. This is one of the junkiest packs that you'll ever see. It's 1988 Donruss. I think they're still printing 1988 Donruss. When I was starting collecting as a kid, it was around this time, 86, 87. These 88 cards were literally everywhere. Like in the after-school program, they would literally be on the floor, just everywhere. All the cards nobody wanted. Manny Cho, Craig Lefferts, Bob Walk, Frank Williams, Jeff Blauser. We're looking for the Tom Glavine or the Mark Grayson here. Those are the only two that really interest me. Mark Grant, Steve Lake, Jeff Calhoun, maybe Nolan Ryan. I'd like that too. Robbie Wine, Bob James, Gino Petralli, Greg Minton, Joe Hexeth, Eric Plunk, and Ken Schramm. Nobody out of that one. Let's go back a year, 1987 Donruss. We will find the Greg Maddux rated rookie in here. There's also a Bo Jackson in here. Doug DeSins, Pete Incaviglia, Lance Parrish, Randy Asador, John Cerruti, Jeff Stone, Mike Marshall, Rafael Belliar. We got a whole pack and a half, and we haven't pulled a single hit. Wayne Krechnicki, yeah. Hey, Kirby Puckett Diamond Kings. A little off center, but we finally got a hit. Tommy Herr, Harold Reynolds, Ken Daly, Lonnie Smith, and we got a Jim Rice. They only put the last 5 years of stats on there, but Jim Rice was around for forever, it seemed like. Let's go back another year. 1986, Donruss. We're looking for Cecil Fielder or Jose Canseco rookie. Fred McGriff, too. We got a Hank Aaron puzzle piece. There's his foot. Bottom left corner. All right. Starting with Jim Gantner, Franklin Stubbs, Bob Welsh, Eddie Milner, Tom Bernansky, Britt Burns, Wayne Gross, Dave Shippenoff, rated rookie, Todd Worrell, rated rookie, Daryl Porter, Glenn Davis, Charlie Moore, David Green, Marty Bystrom, and Bob Shirley. Oh, that wasn't too good. Let's switch manufacturers. 86 tops. These are the last packs. That was the last 88 Donruss, last 87 Donruss. We got gum. Not going to eat that. Let's skip to the Spring Fever card. Starting off with Jeff Reardon. That's not very well centered. That's really top heavy. That's okay. Got Daryl Thomas, Steve Braun, Dan Billardello, Andy McGaffigan. Got a Bruce Sutter. Here's the backs. 10 years in the league at that point. Pete Ladd, Dan Spillner. Got Jim Gott. We got Jim Gott. Jerry Naron. Joaquin Andahar. Billy Hatcher. Randy Bush. Greg Walker. And we're going to end with Keith Moreland. 86 product, especially the 86 tops, is starting to take off, I've noticed, in sales comps lately. Rice played from 74 to 89. He had a very long career. I mean, well, 15 years, considering, how long players go now. About 35 minutes, we're going to switch over to Whatnot. I'm breaking the 1990 Fleer basketball wax box, and I'm auctioning off teams, if you're interested. 1992-93 Top Stadium Club Basketball, Series 2. And in this pack, we are looking for the Shaq rookie, or we're looking for a Beam team. And there's also a Michael Jordan Members' Choice card that's in the series as well. This is my last one of these packs. Although I do have a couple of boxes put away. Maybe one day I'll break them out and rip them. Here's our club membership. Starting with James Edwards. Got Gerald Glass. Mark West. Nate McMillan. What I like about these is they'll put the rookie card on the back. Problem is that this was the year that Topps started printing basketball cards again, because they stopped, I think, in like the 81-82 season. So even if the player had been around before this year, their rookie card is going to be the 92-93 Topps. Akeem Olajuwon. See, He was, well, that's his rookie card. Or what they're saying is his rookie card, but he was in the league long before then. Corey Williams, draft pick. Got Rich King. Ken Williams. Kenny on the back, Ken on the front. These are all facing that way, so let's just turn it around. Winston Garland. Greg Grant. And here's a good one. We got an Alonzo Mourning Members' Choice. Yep. Rod Higgins. Kevin Brooks and Marlon Maxey. All right, that wasn't too bad. I like the Alonzo Mourning. So, let's see, looks constipated, first card. Yeah, they don't really catch the players in the best poses when they're out getting action shots. You would, I mean, 90s, I mean, you'd think, were there digital cameras then? There had to have been. I mean, I know it wasn't going to be like they are now. It's like you can take, 1,000 pictures on your phone and still have room for 1,000 more. I guess back then, they might have still been working with film. You just got to get the best picture you can in a couple of shots. Randy Myers. This is 1992 Donruss, Series 2. Chris Donnells, Darren Lewis. Here's the back. I think the Nolan Ryan is in this series, so I'm looking for him. Jeff Nelson, Brooke Jacoby. There was recently an auction. I just watched some video on YouTube. Someone covers auction sales for cards, and someone dumped a whole bunch of PSA 10 Nolan Ryans on the market, and man, they were getting crazy prices. Hey, it's our third Frank Thomas today. Nice. Big Hurt making his presence known. Jeff Innes rhymes with Kevin Mitchell, Mike Huff, Jim Gantner, Jack Doherty, Franklin Stubbs, Danny Cox, and Rob Malakote. You know what? I got another one of those. 1992 Donruss. Cal Ripken Jr. autograph in this series as well, if we would be so lucky. Keith Miller and Ken Caminiti. Donald Harris. Jim Campanus. Ryan Sandberg. Okay. So there's some star power in the second series of the Donruss product. Bill Sampson, Dave Burba, Dwight Smith, Greg Colbrun, Sean Dunston, Jeff Montgomery, Bob McClure, Ramon Martinez, Sean Barry, Jack Howell. We're going to end with Rick Sutcliffe. Very Cub-heavy pack on that one. All right, so in about a half an hour, just want to let you all know on Whatnot, I will be breaking this 1990 Fleer basketball box. Selling teams. Be auctioning off the teams. So if you're interested, it's your opportunity to get Magic Johnson or Larry Bird or the GOAT, Michael Jordan. This is 92 Donruss Triple Play. It's the Premier Edition. We're going to scratch these cards one day, I promise. Hector Villanueva. Kevin Tampany. Gary Gaetti. And another Ryan Sandberg. Sweet deal. We'll put him up in front of Kirk. Carlos Baerga. Dan Wilson. Will the Thrill Clark in the throwback uniform. Good card. Bill Gullickson. Dwight Gooden. Hey, and there's Wrigley Field. I think that's from when they put the lights on. Yeah. Built in 1914. Is the oldest ballpark in the National League. I think it's the oldest ballpark. All-day games until 1988. Maybe Fenway. Maybe Fenway's older. Julio Franco. Chris Sabo wore those goggles to avoid getting dirt in his eyes. Also protect his eyes from flying dirt. I guess they're prescription too, so. Harold Baines, he's a Hall of Famer. Lonnie Smith, we're going to end with Pat Kelly. All right. Let's switch over here. We'll do some football. 1991 Fleer. Looking for provisions again. Starting with Derek Fenner. Look at all the wax that's on that card. Yuck. James Thornton. Here's a Herschel Walker. He's a great running back and a failed Senate candidate. Gil Bird, Jeff Criswell, Pete Stoyanovich, Eric Metcalf, Donald Evans, Albert Bentley, David Treadwell, Bruce Kazerski, Maurice Carthon. You got Greg Cragen and Bruce Reimers. Rymers? Rhymes with what? All right. Here we go. More football. 1990 Pro Set Series 2. I've been looking for the Santa card. Also looking for... It's the Emmett Smith rookie is in here. Here's another win card. Get one of these. We'll rub those one day too. Jeff Hostetler. I remember him. Jackie Slater. Mike Tomczak. One of the many, 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 many quarterbacks for the Bears. Todd Bowles. Tim Crumphrey. David Richards. Another Pete Stoyanovich. Jim McMahon. Quarterback for the Bears, now on the Eagles. Gerald McNeil. Dave Craig. Jeff George, draft pick. Houston Hoover. Mark Spindler. Blair Thomas. We got a Jim Plunkett Super Bowl card. All right. You know what? Let's run another one of those. I really, really want to find this Santa card. Are we going to? Probably not. Are we going to have fun while we do it? Absolutely. Odessa Turner. We got John Robinson, Pro Bowl. Trace Armstrong. Carl Lee. Tom Tupa. Tony Mandrich. Mark Super Duper. Jesse Tuggle. Tim Green. Mike Ken. Joe Phillips. Junior Seau. First round draft pick. You know what? I forgot he was in this set. Robert Awalt. There it is. Emmitt Smith, we got him. Nice. First round draft pick, Emmitt Smith, and a Joe Montana Super Bowl card. You know what? I got at least a penny sleeve here. We can put these in there. I can't believe it. That was a good pack. An Emmitt and a Junior Seau. All right, don't nick the corner, please. Just get in there clean. There we go. That's nice. So, in 20 minutes, we're going to be switching over to Whatnot, going live. We will be breaking this box of 1990 Fleer basketball. I will be auctioning off teams. It's your chance to get your hands on a Michael Jordan card. 1992 Leaf Series 1. There is a black gold card in every single pack. It's the second card, so we're going to find out. Maybe we could get a good star. Tom Browning. And we get Bill Duran. Well, that's unfortunate. He is black gold, though, so let's put him down there. Tony Fernandez, Scott Cooper, Von Hayes. I've had some requests to put Von Hayes up, so I'm not going to put him up. Alan Trammell. I don't know. I don't like Von Hayes. Never on my team. John Franco, Todd Stottlemyre, Sean Bosky, Steve Sachs, Scott Servais, Eric Hansen. Here's a Darryl Strawberry. Juan Guzman. We're going to end with Nolan Ryan. Nice. Little off center. That's too bad. Okay. We're actually hitting some good cards in these packs, finally. Let's do, what else can we do here? Oh, I know what I got for you. I got something for you. Hold on. I got to find it, but I got it. Here it is. All right. This is, when was this? 1993? No, 1995. 1995. Signature Rookies Autophonics cards. There's an autographed phone card in every pack, so there's one in here. One of them could be the Terrell Owens. So do me a favor, double tap that screen. Give me a like, because we're about to pull an autograph. And how often do you really see that? And how often do you really see a phone card? Let's get some fire in the chat and hope that we pull that Terrell Owens, Terrell Davis autograph card. We got Rob Johnson. They only made 19,000 cards. Tyrone Davis. Billy Williams. We got Jamal Willis. And give me a thumbs up in the chat if you know what a phone card is. Okay, there's the prepaid phone card right there. It's this weird thing. You used to have to pay for phone calls. You would go somewhere out in public and there were just telephones places. And you'd have to put quarters and nickels and dimes in there. Or if you would dial that number and then enter your PIN number. You could talk for however many minutes this allowed. All right, so the autograph's on the other side. Who do we got? Last name ends with an N. Kelvin Anderson. Number 2,433 out of 3,750. All right. And it's a $2 phone card. You could get, I think you could get $100 and $1,000 cash cards, two $5 and $25 phone cards. It's only a $2. All right. Put them up. Guys, about 10 or 12 more minutes, and I'm going to head over to Whatnot, and we are going to rip open this box of 1990 Fleer basketball wax packs. I will be auctioning off teams, so if you're interested, and just to get you a little hyped up, here's some NBA Hoops cards. This is the last pack that I have of these. Haven't pulled the Jordan, haven't pulled any names, really. David Rivers to start the pack. Michael Williams. Willie Anderson. Buck Williams. Dale Ellis. Richard Anderson. Sidney Lowe. Kiki Vanderway. We have All-Star Mark Price. Byron Scott. Randy Whitman. Steve Coulter. James Worthy All-Star. Jim Farmer. We're going to end with Stuart Gray. All right, no Jordan. We got a couple All-Stars. We'll put Mark Price All-Star down there, too. All right, this is my last 1993 Top Series 1 pack. Yeah, Gary Payton would have been nice. Gary Payton's going to be in this one. All right, 1993 Top Series 1. We're looking for the Derek Jeter draft pick card. Maybe we'll get them in gold. All right, let's get to the center. Here's our gold card. Joe Gray. Yep, he's gold. We'll put him down there. Tim Wakefield. Jeff Parrott. Will Cordero. Gerald Clark. Pete O'Brien. Bob Scanlon. Maybe we'll get another Frank Thomas because we've gotten 3 of them already. Mike Butcher. Jeff Tackett. Orlando Merced. Travis Fryman. Tony Phillips. Luis Gonzalez. Bruce Hurst. We're going to end with Dave Fleming. Nothing too exciting in there. You know what? Let's try... Instead of 93 Tops, we'll do 93 Fleer. Series 1. Looking for Tom Glavine Career Highlights Limited Edition Subset Cards. Oh, these are really tightly wrapped. All right, 1993 Fleer. John Valentine. There's a Barry Bonds. Nice. put up Barry Bonds. And a Bobby Bowe. Best contract ever signed. He's still getting paid. Mike Morgan. Yes, the Whatnot account is the same name. Terry Steinbeck, Mark Lewis, Doug Henry, Todd Worrell, Tim Laker, Danny Tartable, Dean Palmer, Pedro Munoz, Ozzie Guillen. I got a soft spot for Ozzie Guillen because he led my White Sox to a World Series. Gary Sheffield. There's a good card there. And Todd Benzinger. All right, Barry Bonds. Nice. Let's try. What else can we try? We'll do the same year, Fleer, but this time we'll do Series 2. (1993) Fleer. Series 2. Starting with Dan Pasqua. Berulio Castillo. Got a Greg Maddux, League Leaders. Dave Burba. Scott Fletcher. Signed by the Red Sox. Dave Hansen. Mike Butcher. Rob Dibble. He's the guy that threw that baseball at Doug DeCenzo's back. Yeah, look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious. Gino Petrali. Pedro Guerrero. I watched that game live. I was at home. You know, it wasn't in person, but I saw it on TV. Dan Gladden. Steve Decker. You know Rob Dibble. I'm sorry. Chito Martinez. Francisco Cabrera. And there's the Rick Honeycutt. No, Rob Dibble was a phenomenal pitcher. He just had a temper. That's all. I'm not going to repeat that. Oh, what other last packs do I have? We are clearing room. Clearing room in my boxes here for the national end of the month. This is my last pack, 1995 Topps Dimension 3, Series 1. Kind of like Sports Flicks, but there's no motion. It just has that depth to it. I think they're cool cards. Value-wise, I don't know if they really have anything. Jeff Montgomery. See how he's in focus and the ball that he threw isn't? Hey, another Frank Thomas. Nice. That's a cool card. It's an insert D-zone. We're going Frank Thomas heavy today. I think that's our fourth big hurt pull. And we get a Bob Hamlin. Here's the back. Let's take a look at the back of this Frank Thomas card. There we go. 1994 Hot Streaks. That's cool. All right, about 10 more minutes. We're going to hop over to Whatnot and rip that 1990 Fleer basketball box. We'll do a couple more packs, and then we'll head over there. I've got one last pack. We'll do Jeter. We're looking for Jeters. This is my last pack of 1993 Score Select. Looking for that Derek Jeter draft pick card. We'll find out right away because I think they put the All the draft picks are on the top. We get a few of them. First round draft pick of Jason Kendall. Jim Bollinger. Arthur Rhodes. I think this is our last chance. Sam Militello. So we are going to miss out on the Jeter. Alan Mills. Lance Parrish. Chuck Finley. Ramon Martinez. Mike Greenwell. Carlos Baerga. Eric Anthony. If you look in the reflection of his glasses, where's the cameraman? Did they really zoom in from across the field? Greg Jeffries. Hey, Barry Larkin. And Dennis Eckersley. All right. And Joe Girardi to end the pack. Got a couple of good ones there. All right. It's my last chance for a Derek Jeter 1993 score. All right. Andy Stankiewicz. Frank Seminara. Domingo Martinez, rookie prospect. There's our prospects here. Tom Marsh. Hey, another Frank Thomas. All right. Yeah, they're in. Yeah, Jeremy, you're right. In general, these are all worthless. This is the era of cards where you have to get them graded, and they got to come back in like 9s and 10s for them to be worth anything. But hey, this is our 5th Frank Thomas today. Dan Serafini draft pick. Got National League leaders Terry Pendleton and Andy Van Slyke. Hits. I will. Greg Maddux. Scott Bankhead. Sweet Lou Whitaker. Someone said that he should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I'm not too familiar with his stats. Over 2,000 hits here in 1993. John Franco, Eric Hansen, Bruce Hurst, Greg Jeffries, Donnie Baseball. That's a nice looking card. We're going to end with Jack Morris. We ended that pack strong. We pulled some pretty good cards. We pulled 5 Frank Thomas cards today. Emmitt Smith rookie, and we got a Junior Seau rookie behind here. We got an autograph of Kelvin Anderson on a phone card. I don't think we did too bad, but I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We're going to head over to Whatnot. We're going to break this box of 1990 Fleer basketball. I will be selling teams, so if you're interested, head on over to Whatnot. It's the same screen name, Waxing Drunk, and I will see you in just a few.